Okay, that was Attack on Titan, Season 1, Episode 7.
Yep.
Can we not, okay.
Can we not discuss it?
It's hard not to, okay, we need to be, let's go in linear order.
He doesn't have his notebook right now. Kasachi decided it was the perfect place to take a nap.
Well, no, it's hard not to just immediately try to figure out what the fuck's going on with the Titan shit. But, okay, chronologically...
okay. Yeah. Clear everything out.
Episode opens. We're all kind of trying to find a will to live, right? A will to keep fighting.
Which, no one had it.
This dude shot himself. I was about to be like, oh, I've been wondering what the guns are for.
I'm not surprised sometimes that people in this situation like that. If you think about it some degree, wouldn't you rather have some type of control over how your life ended when you're in a state like that? But to think that you would think that more of them would have the will, like how Sasha and Mikasa were being you guys are cowards, would you rather just die like this or possibly even try for that 1% possibility that you could win and live? And I'm you all, I felt more of them should have been from the get-go being yeah, you're right, okay.
Yeah.
Or, ready to just keep fighting and putting your fear behind you. But, I mean, if you think about it, you might go into it thinking you could do that, but then when you're faced with that actual fear, you can't really control how your body responds to fear. Sometimes you shake, sometimes you're frozen. Sometimes you run away. Obviously, a lot of who were they called? The people that were supposed to supply them?
I have it in my notebook, but...
might have been the supply team or something. Yeah. They all freaking left everyone out to dry. That was horrible. And then they die for it. They got nothing from that except death. Mm-hmm. And then they probably killed some other people because they didn't get the gas.
Well, that kind of makes what our crew that we're following right now, and what they're doing, kind of more heroic, I guess. They're not fighting to escape, right? They're fighting to save who they can and try to save HQ.
Yeah. Because HQ has a bunch of supplies probably that they need. The gas especially. But what is their goal at the moment? Just drive to get the Titans to leave? Because we don't know, obviously this brings up the intro conversation. We don't know how many there are. If you get rid of 4, does that decrease the number of Titans on the planet by 4?
At the end of the day, though, this is, the only safe place they have, safe in quotations, somewhat inside the wall. So every inch counts, right? Mm-hmm. Every inch that they can have counts. So, I get that, protect it, everything, but...
right here in the story, what are they trying to do? I mean, the people have already been evacuated. So
try to save who is in the armory or the HQ, mm-hmm. and then try to retake it back. I don't know how you close up the hole though, because that was talked about earlier, and 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes, Armin was if we don't close up the hole, they're just gonna keep coming through, so it's kind of like a dead end.
Yeah, so that's why they just retreated back. And haven't reclaimed that land. Which just makes me think of how they build the walls to begin with. Did they quickly get away from the Titans and... did they just sacrifice tons of people?
Dude, fucking look at history and look at how many Great Wall of China or any big project or, any big architectural idea, how long that takes to actually come to fruition and then put it out into real life years. How long? And they didn't
even have giant humanoid things trying to eat them.
Well, of course, in a time of war, your society tends to work harder. So, but still, that seems like a big feat to accomplish. Yeah. We don't know how long it took them to build it, to be fair. And you'd think if you built the outer wall first, then you could have more time to go the inner walls.
Right. So this is that's why the outer wall is shorter, because you tried to make it...
Is it shorter?
Don't they get taller the further in?
I'd imagine they would. I don't know
I thought
that,
that's
though.
What they did, and by the imagery, it always looked like they did.
True.
Could be wrong. But But, I mean, it would make sense to build them taller, because you would think, if a Titan could get in that first one, they must be over 50 feet tall. So then I don't want my second wall to also be 50 feet tall. I want it to be even taller.
But then wouldn't you, like, after getting, like, the smallest one, wouldn't you just go back to the outwardmost one and then build that higher? I guess they wouldn't have a reason to, because it worked for so many years.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a reason to bolster the defenses anymore. It seems like they haven't had reason to, like, do any more technological advances. To some degree. I'm not really sure how technologically advanced they are.
They upgraded the cannons.
They upgraded the cannons.
Mikas is a badass. I am obsessed with her character, and I like every word that she was saying. I really felt like, even like, regardless of agreeing, disagreeing, whatever. It just, like, it felt so true to this character that I've only known for 7 episodes. But, like, you could see how every word that she said affected characters around her, including Jean, who is shaping up to be, I think, a crazy cool character.
I'm like, is he even gonna go military police? I feel like, or military police, what are they? The
cat on my notebook. It's military regiment.
Military regiment. He might still do that and then try to protect everyone from there.
He might feel guilt when he tries to do it initially.
He might feel guilt for not being on the front when he's so talented. He might realize that they really do need the most talented fighters
out there.
And it's kind of a shame that the most talented are just being sent to kind of live a lavish life.
He wouldn't even have to come up with that realization on his own, because Aaron told him that. It came from Aaron's mouth saying, haven't you realized the most talented people are going to like, oh my god.
It's because if you think about it from just like a broad sense, it really does seem like this society doesn't care to change the situation that they're in.
Yeah.
The higher up people, no one that's like, so when I brought up the technological advances, like, yeah, cool. They, like, souped up their cannons or something, but it doesn't seem like they're trying to go the extra mile to build, like, tanks or, I don't know, build the wall up more, reinforce it. It doesn't really seem like they're trying to go the extra mile at changing the situation.
It's like they're putting band-aids over it. They're not trying to actually, like, rectify or fortify anything further, you know?
You know what could be super effective that I just thought of? What if they made hot air balloons? And then they just hot air balloon above the country, and then they can jump down and, like, doo-doo-doo, and then get back in the hot air balloon or something. I don't know.
Theoretically, it'd be
planes,
awesome.
But that just seems way more advanced
I
than
don't
a hot
even
air
know
balloon.
what they can and can't do,
Yeah,
bro.
we don't know what, like,
we went from talking about fucking black markets to somebody shooting themselves in the head to instantly cutting to...
And he did it so nonchalantly, too.
That's what was so disturbing about it.
And then they could cut it. Like, they cut to other stuff going on, like, 5 seconds later.
There was no contemplation. There was like, oh, sweet. Finally, now I can do it.
He knew exactly what he was doing. No reservation about it.
Which is more sad.
More depressing.
More just disturbing.
And, like, it seemed like all of the people that were with him were under the impression that he had a plan to help everyone. And then he just was like...
I mean, watching it, like, in the first 2 seconds, I'm like, oh, he has a gun? What's he gonna do with that? I don't know if that's gonna beat the Titans, but I mean, worth a try.
Didn't the girl say something like that to him? And be like, do you really think a gun's gonna do anything? And he was like, yeah, well, just not the thing you're thinking of.
Mikas is a badass. Jean has potential to be a crazy, amazing character, I think. It could also take up Aaron's will. I think that Connie.
I know. I was like, I had to remind myself of that during the show.
Connie is alive. Jean's alive. We didn't see anybody crazy close to us. I don't think.
We didn't see
die this episode.
The people that when Jean was then leading kind of the march.
Yeah.
The people that were taken by the Titans were not people of note to us, like names we have.
In comparison to Connie and John and Mikasa, Armin.
I think Marco was around there somewhere. Yeah. Annie, yeah. So none of the people that.
Okay, we're getting close enough to it in the discussion. I need to fucking go back to the scene where the one dude rocked the other dude's shit. So right when
the one dude rocked the other dude's shit, do you mean the Titans?
Yes.
Okay, I was like. I was trying to imagine some humans rocking each other's shit, but...
So, what... The editing, first of all, amazing, right? Like, we first saw the pomegranate, or was it like a...
It's a pomegranate.
No, like, the close-up in her...
Like a cell?
It looked kind of like a cell, kind of like the
what the
pomegranate
stands for? Is like it's like a human body. It's like a bunch of cells inside of a thing.
Like, it looked very cellular, right?
Yeah. So I guess that's why a pomegranate looks similar.
Are there any audio cues?
This moment was spectacular.
What is that? It's like,
I feel like that's like her body moving without her without her instructing it to. It's like with its own. Her body just takes control and moves, and
it reminds me of the sound it made when she like went Super Saiyan last episode, when like she like dug her feet in the ground. Yeah,
like her body overrides her brain.
Yeah,
at the time.
I think so too. The pomegranate, other than just being like visually,
just like a symbolism.
Yeah, and nice to look at too.
I love pomegranates, but now I look at them differently. Thank you, Attack on Titan.
I don't really understand the symbolism of it. I'm trying, like...
I think it's more just a visual, if anything.
Yeah.
I started to try to think of does the fruit have a meaning? Like, apples have a meaning with, like, religion, but, like, does a pomegranate have a meaning? I think it's purely just visual.
I don't get what is going on with the other Titan. The only thing, like, the first notable thing to me, other than the obvious, it going after this other Titan, I firstly was like, kind of territorial, or it's mine.
But they don't eat for... That would only work, right? If they eat for sustenance, if they eat to survive.
If they just want to kill, it could be like, I want this kill, not you.
Okay.
But then, once it took up the Annie fighting stance from whatever episode that was, like 4 or something, then I was like, okay, that's... The only time we've seen that in a Titan is, I think, the Armored Titan. I don't know if we saw anything like that with the Colossal. We've only seen, like, a kick.
The Colossal just kind of is just really tall and stands there and then kicks the wall down.
The Armored, though,
Titan runs and
he had, like, a stance,
down. Yeah.
You know?
He, like, prepared himself to run.
Yeah.
And charge.
And this one prepared himself to fight.
League as them, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, on, like, a thinking about what they're doing level. Like, all the other Titans kind of just walk around aimlessly looking for people. But it seems like this one's in the same league.
It's
Obviously,
ripped.
It's ripped just kind of like the Armored Titan seemed ripped.
We got a measurement for it, right?
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah, when they were saying the two were standing next to each other.
Was it 50?
Can we go 15? Back to see what that was?
It's not when they're standing.
They're on top of the building.
Mm-hmm.
So Mikasa has already been rescued. And I think... So they're looking.
That other one just instantly got wrecked.
Oh, it was before this. I think it was when they first got to her and looked over and saw that they were standing next to each other. We need to move.
Yeah, it's right now.
It, like, knows.
Okay, 15-meter class
knows.
Titans.
Isn't that weird? That, like, this Titan seems to know that the other... We've never seen the Titans be territorial with each other, but this other Titan seems to know that the new special Titan is something else.
They screamed, like, at each other, like there was dialogue.
Did the other Titan realize that this one had killed another Titan? I don't... Just doesn't it look like a dinosaur right there?
If there is some sort of, like that fighting stance looks like
You're really preparing yourself.
And the light like on the Titan looks very similar, like, to the light that's shown on the pomegranate. Not that there's anything there, but it's like literally right after that course of events. But I I don't know what to
It's
think.
wild.
So if there's like a hive mind thing, like we've talked about, like maybe there's like a hierarchy of like the armored titan and the colossal titan, like being more intelligent and like sending out these other titans to kind of do like as pawns to kind of do like, okay, kill these, and then we're going to come in when it comes to an objective. If they do have that much intelligence, this could be something on the same level as an armored titan or colossal titan, and it's like consciousness has motivated it to have another way of doing things. Like it could, I don't know how much thought this has, you know, because we haven't been told, but like this seems very, I am choosing to do what I'm doing, you know, I'm choosing a different way. And what's the thing that Mikasa said?
Rage of humanity.
Rage of humanity. I need the line.
It was like the last line of the whole episode.
I felt a glimmer of exhilaration. I felt
Long
the
pause.
rage of humanity itself was embodied in what I saw.
Interesting. Look at that stance even though. That's like someone like screaming out in like pain or agony or rage probably. Like I could see that like stance alone representing those feelings.
What does that mean?
I do know that now we know that Titans possibly know how they are killed.
Yeah,
they
but
know they know what their own weak spot
So do you
is.
think the Titans that have just died in front of us have a consciousness? Do you think that they have anything in them besides the desire to kill?
They have enough to see it. I was wondering how and why they all got to the HQ building. Like, how did they know there were people in there? They have some sense to know, because the people weren't coming out. They were in there supplying and stocking, but they knew there were people in that building enough to like look in it. So it's not like they're going up to every house, peeking into every window.
Yeah, it seemed like they have some
They
sense,
have some
right?
sense of where the people are.
Like a sixth sense kind of thing.
Or like a strong
radar.
sense of smell.
We haven't had any like visual cues of them
Echolocation.
like tracking to somebody, you know? It's not like a zombie kind of thing or like a White Walker kind of thing where you're hiding and if you make a move, then
If you
they
make
know
a
you're
sound
there.
or
Yeah.
you smell like something, they'll smell it. I don't know. Dang.
I'm so confused.
What's gonna happen now? Because obviously, like, Armin doesn't have a lot of gas left. And now, like, what's happening? I want to know what's happening back with Jean and everyone else. Like,
Is Jean gonna like take lead?
are they still heading towards HQ? Or is he still on top of the building at the time that this is happening? Is Mikasa gonna catch back up with them and lead the charge again?
Do other Titans have this like second layer of teeth? You know what I mean?
That, like, second back part of
Yeah.
the jaw?
Mm-hmm.
No, they just have these really creepy kind of straight smile teeth.
I feel like I just haven't been paying attention enough.
I haven't examined their teeth enough. All of them, okay, so it is interesting that all of the regular seeming Titans are more just like blobby human looking, and then the ones that are seemingly different in their consciousness level and like acting different, they're the ones that have non-humanoid attributes and or are super different just in how they look.
I feel like I'm fucking missing something.
I feel like it's really hard to talk and like articulate my thoughts in a way that doesn't just sound like, whoa, that's
Well,
awesome.
what does this mean going forward? Is this gonna be like a fucking like Clifford the Big Red Dog situation? Are we gonna like have
They
like this
keep it
big
as a
boy
pet?
hanging around like with us?
Is it gonna show up by lightning? We didn't even see how it appeared.
Very good point. It just kind of came out from behind Mikasa,
like,
and I definitely assumed that she was just getting cornered or
by two. It didn't look weird when it came up behind her, but I think maybe I just wasn't looking out for something to look weird.
Is like, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what to like think going forward. It's like hard to make like I don't know if this thing's just gonna pop in and out in the next like 4 seasons and we're not gonna know anything.
Is it gonna show up just like the Colossal and Armored Titan every time?
Is it like the Colossal and Armor Titan, every time it's shown up, it's been around our main characters. This one showed up around our main characters. Like, is it just like a random
Quinky dink? I just realized that saying that word would not make sense in translation. So
What,
coincidence is the word that I said. Just in a funny way.
There's no way it's Aaron's will. Right? Whether like a what do you call it? Reincarnation kind of thing, or a.
I mean, wouldn't that be interesting if it's not that, like, didn't we say something about if you get swallowed by a Titan, do you become one or something?
Well, I was not in general. I was thinking, well, either if you get swallowed by a Titan, then you could like birth one out later in some grotesque manner, or if like I had the poison blood thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
For Aaron's dad injecting him with something. If what if it was like a, all right, this Titan just ingested your blood, and you're going to somehow overpower its DNA.
Ooh,
and
like you are taking it on like a suit of armor. Is that what you mean? Or you become it? You meld with it?
So you know how it showed us like the DNA of Mikasa? What if it was like a cellular level of once this thing got eaten, then Aaron, like its blood, like because of what his dad gave him, like just took over the Titan, and like he like his like body of will or strength. What Rage of Humanity is like. When I heard that line of Mikasa, I just think of all those scenes of like that we've seen of like Aaron like gritting his teeth about like his I'm going to kill every last Titan, and that like I don't know how the fuck that would work. Does that mean every time like if Armin dies he would come back, or was it like a shot thing?
These are good questions.
It's infuriating because I don't know what I'm. I don't know what the hell that like this means. Its teeth look weird. It has pointy ears. So the other ones have pointy ears.
And its hair is more lively than the other ones.
Its obvious comparisons are colossal and armored, right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything close to it. Even abnormal, right? They didn't seem this intelligent because we've only really seen one, right? It was like jumping.
Mm-hmm. Like a frog. Intelligent is different than animalistic, I guess you could say. Like it jumped to get prey like a frog would.
How is a Titan's physique determined? We saw this fat baby boy coming around the corner, just walloping around, and you can see veiny stomachs and shit. And then you see this other Titan come in, and he's jacked, man. I don't. How? What's the difference? How does one become one way? Are these even questions that are going to be answered ever? Like,
I just as soon as Mikasa was like in this alleyway, the visual alone said so many words by the fact that she's this tiny person. They built these streets and these buildings and these walls so high that it's like you're surrounded. You are an ant in your own like homeland. It was just a crazy visual.
Yeah.
It almost seems like the Titans fit in the landscape better than the humans do.
Okay. I feel like I'm gonna drive myself crazy if I talk about this anymore. I don't think that I don't know what to even
I have
think.
lots of questions, and I have no answers to your questions, and no answers to my own questions.
I feel like next episode they're just going to try to get into the armory or HQ and
save anyone that's even there to be saved.
Maybe the next few episodes. I don't know how you do that.
We saw the smaller Titans were already in there, like, eating people. So
it's already like an uphill battle enough that you are literally trying to kill these things, and now you're running low on gas, and I'm assuming swords.
That there's some handicap to having these amazing machines that you can fly all over the city and cut the necks of the Titans.
It makes sense, right?
It makes sense, obviously. I don't know why it didn't occur to me that they could run out.
Me either, though.
But it's just... That's probably where a bunch of the casualties would come from.
I'm telling you, this man's jaw is different.
It looks like an actual shape of an actual human jaw.
Torqued Titan has like a 2-tower jaw.
What did you call him?
Torqued Titan. But like all these like normie Titans just look like regular normal people.
Just really bloated, normal, naked people.
I'm so fucking confused.
Extra veiny though.
I don't like those sequence of words.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all I have. You?
It's hard to describe them in a way that doesn't sound disgusting. Okay, yeah, I have no more other than like you said, driving myself crazy. I have nothing else to say that won't just drive me further into insanity.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time. I'm going to kill every last Titan. I'm going to kill every last Titan.